So say this when you have no money. Right now, there is a lot of people that have lost their jobs. There's a lot of people that are really afraid, and I'm getting a lot of comments and questions on that. And I wanted to give you something to say to start to bring more money into your life. So, the first thing though, make sure you hit the like button on this video. It'll send this out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. Very important right now that as many people as possible start to fill their mind with prosperity in a climate that is unfortunately really starting to take a toll on a lot of people's financial lives. So make sure you hit the like button. Now, before I tell you exactly what to say, what I do want to tell you is it's very important to remember that every single time in human history, as far as we know, going back to the Great Depression and all the different types of economic crises that we've had, there has always been individuals who have created fantastic wealth during that time. The thing that occurs is when a lot of people are really, really, really afraid, because we're all connected, you have a part of your brain called mirror neurons. So your mirror neurons are designed to respond to your environment and the people around you, and then they wire in a similar way. So what that means is if you're around a bunch of rich people with amazing ideas and they're all succeeding, it rubs off on you, and that's why they say you become most like the people you're around most. Well, it's actual science, and mirror neurons respond to your environment. Well, the trouble is, in an environment where a lot of people are losing their jobs and a lot of people are freaked out, a lot of businesses are going under. I'm seeing so many comments from people telling me they're in a situation like that. What happens is, yes, we need to address the problems, but what we need to do is pull our mind out of the environment. We have to start to remember that every single time, and you can do research on it just to start to build your mind stronger, but what you find is every single time there's been going all the way back to the Great Depression, there's still always been people that make a lot of money because people always need their needs and problems filled. You have value to offer to the world. Do not forget that. So what I want you to do is say this thing I'm about to tell you in a moment. And when you say it, you start to train your mind to dwell in prosperity. So that's why I always say brainwash yourself before the world brainwashes you. Now it finally starts to make sense, right? Because it's like we've got all this crazy stuff happening, and it's really easy for your mind and your thoughts and your beliefs and your reactions to get stuck and sucked into your present situation or the present environment of those around you. So this is why I made the second mind, to help you reprogram your mind and start to train yourself to dwell in possibilities. It's right there down below for a free demo. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com right there down below. And it's my software I made to literally retrain and rewire your brain. It's important right now to take it back from society. This is why the most important thing to say is, I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now, right? This is what needs to dwell in the innermost depths of your consciousness. It needs to vibrate from every cell of your being. It needs to permeate into the universe. It needs to be a powerful energy. And when that happens, you set yourself up to attract opportunities that others simply will not attract. So comment down below, I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. Just say it. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. Comment that down below. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. When you start to view yourself as a divine being, and you start to see that this universe is on your side, and even in the worst economic climates, there are many people that create amazing financial success, then it all comes down to, do you see yourself as someone worthy of being one of those people? Do you have something to offer to society? Are you bold enough to think big and allow your mind and pull your mind out of the limitations of society? In a climate like this, can you pull your mind? Can you detach your mind from the collective consciousness of recession and fear? Can you pull your mind out of it? That's why you need to use the second mind to start to turn your mind. It's just like when you code a computer, right? You can code a computer to work better. You have to code your mind to work better for prosperity as well. So right there down below is thesecondmind.com. Right there down below, pinned to the comments, and you can use a free demo on my software that I created to literally do that rewiring for you. Right now, you can see why it's important to brainwash yourself for success. Otherwise, you're going to attract situations based off of the present environment and all the fear consciousness that the media and so many things are starting to really deeply perpetuate. Today, they announced the unemployment numbers, and it was like 3.2 million in America. It's like a record in the shortest period of time. This is why it's important to train your mind. Remember, you are the exception to every rule. What you need to understand is that this stuff right here is simply energy. I mean, this is becoming more and more worthless by the day because the Federal Reserve is printing so much money to solve the problems. So this has no real value of its own. The way that this comes to you is by understanding that everything is energy, and that this comes to those that call it into their life and provide value to people and do not allow their fears and the fears of the collective consciousness to paralyze and stop them. A lot of people say, well, I couldn't do it. They watch this video and they say, I couldn't do it anyways. Okay, well, you already lost. You have to remind yourself, I am the exception to every rule. Say it. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. Say it with emotion. Just say it like you feel it. Suspend your disbelief long enough to give yourself a chance. Most people don't even give themselves a chance. They say, oh, this is silly. You go into a movie, and when you watch the movie, you don't say, oh, this is silly. That's Brad Pitt. That's not really the soldier from the movie. That's Brad Pitt. No, you suspend your disbelief, and that's what allows your consciousness to go into this simulation and have an emotional experience with the movie because you suspend your disbelief. I'm inviting you to suspend your disbelief. Suspend your disbelief about it's not possible. Suspend your disbelief. I'm telling you it is possible. I'm telling you all through human history, time and time again, you have seen that there are many people that create amazing financial success and provide incredible value to the world, even in the midst of what we would call a recession or even during the Great Depression. But you have to start to see yourself as the exception to every rule. You have to start to see yourself as a divine being. You have to start saying, I am a genius and I apply my wisdom. I am a genius and I apply my wisdom. Comment that down below. I am a genius and I apply my wisdom. And when you can start to detach your consciousness and your mind and your perceptions from the outside environment, when you move from reacting to everything you're seeing, and you start to say, I have the free will to create what I want. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. You start to come with new ideas. You start to attract new things. You start to, oh my gosh, here's the idea and here's what I need to do. And you can start putting that plan together so that you and your family and your friends can succeed and prosper. But first you must remember, you have genius within you, and now is the time to apply it. You must remember that you are and can be the exception to every rule. So say this 10, 20, 30, 40 times today. Write it on a piece of paper. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. So make sure you hit the like button right over there on the side. That's what sends us out into the YouTube universe so more people see it. So make sure you hit the like button on the side. Say it. I am the exception to every rule. Money comes to me now. Maybe you have a friend that just lost their job. Tell them it. Say, look, we got to start saying this. We got to start getting every cell of our body vibrating in harmony with possibilities. We have to start believing we're the exception to every rule. We're going to come up with a fantastic idea. I know that it's on the way. And when you start to do that, your consciousness starts to go, and it keeps hitting new levels. And all of a sudden, you're not controlled by the environment anymore. You're not controlled by the outside world and all of its fear and limitations. You start to vibrate on a level of abundance. You start to be a generator of these frequencies of prosperity. You start to come up with new ideas, attract the right people, and your bank account will grow and match that. So, comment down below, money comes to me now. Comment down below, money comes to me now. And if you haven't yet, please use the Second Mind. At least use the free demo. It's right there down below in the comments. It's thesecondmind.com. There's never been a more important time to brainwash yourself for success before the world brainwashes you for poverty. It's right there down below. It's thesecondmind.com. It's pinned to the comments, and you can use a free demo to start rewiring and retraining your mind for the life that is possible. Remember, you are the exception to every rule, and money can come to you when you start to pull your mind outside of your present environment.